Ach, ist das ein Träumchen, wenn der Übergang so perfekt aufs Ende der Musik fällt. Das habe ich immer gerne, da freut sich doch der innere Monk direkt. Ja, an der Stelle erstmal noch auf Deutsch, wir sind noch unter uns sozusagen. Erstmal ganz liebe Grüße an Kuwait und an den Raoul, grüß dich, auf YouTube mit dabei und auf Twitch sind es der Grimbone, Ulrich Fotodesign, der Rambonator, Kinglo, Hasso, Zuschauer und dieser komische Nerdorbit LP, der auch ab und zu irgendwie Zeug schreibt. Ja, genau. Zuschauer, ich hab's bei der Dings, wir hatten eigentlich am Donnerstag einen Termin zur Aufnahme gemacht. Blöderweise hatte ich da schon einen privaten Termin drin liegen und hab's dann auch erst realisiert, als ich schon auf besagten privaten Termin war und dann habe ich irgendwie noch kurzfristig über moderne digitale Kommunikationswege noch mit den Beteiligten geklärt, dass die halt dann eben irgendwie entsprechend dann 2 Folgen machen und mich halt in Anführungszeichen mitschleppen. Und ja, dann geht's bei mir, dann ist das jetzt einfach mal so, ist ein bisschen blöd gelaufen. Fehler auf meiner Seite. Zero. Ich hoffe, ich habe das jetzt richtig ausgesprochen. Wunderschönen Tag, grüß dich und schön, dass du mit dabei bist. Hallo und willkommen auf dem Kanal. Und Mauser, auch dir einen wunderschönen guten Abend und Dotprops, moin. Und natürlich auch ein Stingray, moin, grüß dich. So, meine Güte, das ist ja heute was los, ne? Gut, dann würde ich sagen, was machen wir heute eigentlich? Also erstens, ihr seht ja schon Nanu, Steam-Titel in Englisch, oben Nachricht Englisch, nicht wundern. Ja, wir werden dann gleich, ich werde dann gleich auf Englisch umschalten. Denn heute ist mal wieder einer dieser Streams, auf dem wir nicht nur auf Twitch und auf YouTube unterwegs sind, sondern eben auch mal wieder auf der Steam Store-Page, was ich natürlich sehr cool finde. Und an der Stelle auch ein riesen Dankeschön an Keen Software House für die Einladung, das zu tun. Darauf erstmal einen anerkennenden Schluck Kaffee. Und inhaltlich wird die Kiste im Grunde genommen ein Verkünstler gesucht. Nur diesmal geht es eben um den altehrwürdigen R.U.S.T-Freighter, mit dem ich auch schon irgendwie ein schönes nomadisches Playthrough hatte. Genau, der Markus schaltet auf Englisch um, der Chat auf das gute Denglisch. Und hallo Haddock, schön, dass du reinschaust auf YouTube. Ja, so, dann würde ich jetzt aber sagen, jetzt machen wir erstmal ein paar Dinge. Erstens muss ich in Steam mein Broadcasting anschalten. Das sollte jetzt an sein. Dann muss ich den Stream hier in OBS noch auf Steam schubsen. Und dann schauen, ob er dann auch in Steam angezeigt wird. Noch nicht, das ist schade. Checken wir mal kurz die Broadcast-URL. So, Dinge, die gerade anscheinend nicht funktionieren. Beziehungsweise es behauptet, dass ein Broadcast da ist, ich sehe aber kein Bild. Auch auf der Space Engineers Seite ist bisher noch nichts zu sehen. Das ist schade. Ich schaue nochmal auf Broadcast Settings, sind da, jeder kann reingucken. Alles fein. Wollte fragen, ob Sie schon an einem Guide zum Zufügen von neuen Crops arbeiten. Ich weiß es ehrlich gesagt nicht. Wäre natürlich schön. Okay, bisher. Okay, there we are. Now we are live on Steam. Awesome. Then I'd say welcome, of course, first. I'm that strange German guy who decided to do another stream for you. And so what are we going to do? We are going to overhaul the iconic R.U.S.T freighter. The original was made by R.U.S.T. And today I'm going to try if I can give it a nice modern overhaul using the new DLC blocks and all the nice stuff we got. So let's see. I have prepared something and I think I should go into the game. There we are. Another thing I should do is activate the chat and resize the window a bit so I can see what's going on. If anyone decides to write on Steam, then I should be able to see it. Interesting question. The 24/7 channel is still active. As of now, it's looking good. Okay. But maybe I should disable it. It might be a bit too much. I mean, even though it's running right, it's working right now. We might come into a situation where I might need that little overhead on in terms of internet bandwidth. And there we are. Sorry for that. I actually forgot about it. Here we are. Okay, so for those who were just active on the 24/7 channel, sorry for that, but I had to conserve bandwidth, so I raided over to the live channel. Welcome if you haven't been here already, and please don't be confused. Today I'm going to do the stream in English because we are also on the Steam page of Space Engineers. I have prepared a bit. Basically, this is the original version. Also, it's currently in the game and it can be bought at some factions, at the NPC stations. So you can basically get this freighter. And there I have prepared a stripped down version. Basically, I removed all armor parts that weren't actually holding something. So we have some sort of guidance in terms of what we want to do technically. So I guess we are going to start with this. Also, of course, I'm in creative mode, and I think I should start by going a bit off so I can place the containers. And then after that I will kill that connection. It's just so we have the right orientation, and basically our new freighter will be in exactly the same orientation as the current one. Okay, so we are going to start by doing the section with the cargo. Also, we will need conveyors. As of now, I'm keeping the original colors, but we might change that. I'm not entirely sure about it as of now. Oh yeah, and also I have deactivated the sound alerts on Twitch. Yeah, true. Thanks for the clarification. Okay, and this will be the start of our little. Actually, it's. I mean, I have a format in which I overhaul community builds, but technically this is actually more a rebuild than an overhaul, because I'm basically rebuilding the technical blocks just with some minor changes. For example, for the conveyors, I'm using the reinforced ones just because we can attach to every side. Something which was lacking in the original design, there we had those, I say, old conveyors, but they can't attach blocks, so I guess I'll use those. And with that we already have the container section, and then we can say, okay, I will try to leave the technical layout of the ship very close to the original one. But of course we will use modern blocks. So here we will put down our... Oh wait, we can do we can activate symmetry mode. This will make things a bit easier, I think. Okay, so those are the 4 reactors which the ship is usually using. And then I would go for some pipes, conveyor pipes actually. But I don't think I want them in that gray. Or maybe I do want them in this gray, the darker one. Let's place them right here. And for the connectors, of course, we will use the new ones. Yeah, now I have to look. Okay, maybe we should change this. Maybe we should make it a bit broader than it was in the original. Oh, that was the wrong position. There we are. And maybe we can also give it some uranium. Just in case. Okay, so much for that. Then we need gyroscopes, of course. And since we want to be able to turn that thing, we put them in the exact same position where they used to be. And for the ion thrusters, of course, I will go to the I will go with the industrial ones. And they would sit right under the gyroscope on the last container. Fortunately, we can attach them here. Okay, here used to be a timer block. Those timer blocks basically controlled the contraption on the back, which, yeah, what did it do? Basically, it just threw off some decoys. As soon as there was a sensor, I think, somewhere at the front that detected if a player would try to attack it, and if that was the case, the freighter would accelerate and also drop the decoys in order to evade from fire. But I don't think I will add this to the new version. It already felt a bit outdated, and it does even more so now. So here we have a conveyor. There's a timer block. We don't, as I said, we don't need the timer block. So I think I will replace this with the armor block for now. And also we have a conveyor junction. No, we don't. We have one conveyor up here. Two. Okay, that was that thing. Vobra, because we are not only streaming on Twitch and YouTube, but also on the Steam store page of Space Engineers. And when I do those streams, I do them in English. Or at least I try to do them in English, to be fair. Okay, let's see. We could use different conveyors, because basically what I don't like is those yellow surfaces being visible. So I'd say this one is basically just a straight connection, or does it connect some? No, it's a straight connection. So this means wait. Okay. This means we will put this here. And we will also put a T connector connection like this. Okay, I have to change my batteries. Okay, now that we have done this, we can basically attach a tank. There's one oxygen tank, and I think the other side also had an oxygen tank. Yeah, it had two oxygen tanks. Interesting. Actually, this one never got the blue color the other one has. And maybe we also have something. Okay, we'll have to redo. I don't know if I can put this here. This would be cool if we could use that for looks, but nah, we need oxygen because I still try to maintain the functionality of the ship, of course. Yeah, I guess it will be the small standard one. At least for now. Maybe we can find a better solution. So then we had, I think it was a basic refinery and 2 basic refineries. I think the ship originally had 2 assemblers. At least the version that is used in Space Engineers. So I guess the workshop version has some minor differences, but that's okay. We can fix that. And also we don't need those, since we don't need those timers anymore, and if we use just 1 basic refinery, maybe we can do something like, wait. Putting the refinery into this side and the assembler to the other. Of course, I have to deactivate the mirror mode first. Okay, let's check. I need to stabilize it first. We don't want to have blocks flying away when I delete this. And then we will add an assembler. I think I will still use the old one, but allow it to have a power efficiency module. Since from my experience the ship is always a bit low on power, that might be a good idea to actually save at least a bit of it. Okay, next thing is we need a conveyor. And I need to check something. Because I'm not sure. Yeah. There was that piping. Grudge, we are rebuilding the R.U.S.T freighter. A quite iconic ship design from Aragath. And I'm trying to give it an overhaul. And as of now, I'm currently, rebuilding the functional blocks, trying to stay as close to the original as possible. I think in this case we can use the corner in both directions. Yeah, nice. Let's reactivate mirror mode so we can place both blocks at once. And then we already have to deactivate it again, because here we want to place an air vent. On the other side, of course.
No energy.
I think my energy is low. I don't know why. And also we need a cryopod, which would go here, of course. I think I will use the inside cryo room. I might also use the lab vet, basically because it looks pretty cool. But in this case, I think I want to have it more like ship design and less like, less like a laboratory thing. I mean, in the end, it's still a freighter, not a science ship. Okay, then we have the piping. This would also be something we can now do with the pipes. And to be honest, I don't think that I will leave the bridge exactly the same as it was. I might do some changes here. Basically because first of all we have the new bridge blocks, which I want to use, and also, yeah, it was a great design at its time. That's no doubt about that. But I think this part of the ship has become a bit, let's say, old school, especially with the unwelded parts. That was something we did back then because we just didn't have any other options in terms of decorative blocks. But I think I should also try to put those blocks down. Okay, something I want to change as well is this. I think we could place the 45-degree bridge windows. Not sure which color they have. Let's just steal it. Okay, I should get some energy because actually my jetpack is down. How do we do that? I'd say I just put some ice in here. And then we'll slap a med bay lol. We'll slap a med bay onto the block. Or medical room, to be more precise. Wording matters. And there we have some fast recharging. Maybe a little asymmetric bridge. Interesting idea. But I don't know if this would go too far away from the original design. We'll have to see about that. But something we can do is put down those blocks. Wait, that wasn't right. Because here we had stairs. And maybe we can use the grated ones. This might actually cause problems. But I think that's part of the job. A thing we don't need to do anymore is place unwelded blocks, because now we have the proper ones. However, I still would like to keep at least the solid catwalks on these connections. Great. Oh. First rule of space engineers: when placing blocks, make sure that auto-rotate is deactivated. Also, we have a conveyor here. Wrong. I need the straight one. And a simple armor block on the front. Okay, so and now we will basically use the grated catwalks in order to replace those. And we can do this all across the containers. Okay, then we have this pretty large front. And also the braking thrusters. And those have been placed at the sides, actually. Hey, Part. Good evening. Nice to have you here. One thing I don't want to use is that that blast door block. For this one, I will use the cylindrical column. Also, I won't use the old antenna. So, well, maybe we would just do this right now. And I definitely fucked up with my toolbar order. So let's make this right. Okay, which blocks would I usually put there as well? I think lights and spotlights. The best defense is always an aquarium. Yeah, we'll see about that later. Maybe we can fit one in somewhere into the ship. And I think there used to be a passage here. Let's see. No, actually there wasn't a passage. There were just the beam blocks on the bottom. And I think I will use those as well, the blast door blocks, because they protect the rather sensitive cargo containers. However, I need to check in which way I have to place them. Okay. I wouldn't need those blocks. And then I think it were... Did they use casual... Okay, Aragath used the basic light block for that. So, like this. And then we can pull the blast doors. That is the wrong ship. Lol. That German Space Engineers dude. Hey, Black Sheep. That cool Space Engineers music dude. Nice to have you here. Welcome. Ah, I see. I see. That block is actually at the front, not in the wall, but one block apart from it. Makes sense. And I think if we are having this, and that might be might be a thing we can basically do for every block in this construction, or at least every block that is in this position. We can use the inside lights. Beam blocks might look good as well. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's see how much blast door armor did we have. Was 9 blocks in length. So it should be like this. At the front we had that slightly angled block, okay. But I need to see what they also used. Okay, I'm not sure if I want to keep it with a 45-degree angle, but for now I have to place something that holds it at, in the spot. And for the front we are going to use the sliding door, I think. Unless we have... Wait, we have alternatives. I think that's better. And hello, Misha. Okay, I think I'm going to keep that front snout for now. I know I'm keeping so much blocks for now that basically it will be the same ship if I continue to do this. But I think for the front, I will use the new floodlights, these ones. And then there was the thing about the cylindrical block, which I actually wanted to put into this position. And let's be honest, we don't need this one. It won't be connected to anything. So let's put that away. That's just an experiment. We'll see how this will look when I now attach an antenna. As I said, I don't want to use the old one, so we are putting down the compact version of it. Might be a bit shorter. No, I think we actually managed to... No, I think I'm 1 block shorter than the old antenna, but that's okay. And then we still need a solution for this part, because I still want to place something here to make this antenna look a bit more complex. Oh my god, Shotgun Svenner actually... he actually managed to put his text in English. Okay, brace yourselves for the hyperwave. Today we welcome none other than the master builder of stars. Oh my god, you're over-exaggerating. The tamer of drones, the Mozart of the welder, Markus from Nerdorbit. When he enters the stage, even asteroids tremble and every bolt jumps into place on its own. Legends say that he can start a spaceship with just one glance and bend gravity with a single laugh. Welcome, Markus. The universe itself salutes you. Svenna, it's always a pleasure to have you and your creative texts in the stream. Only thing is, I just lost my Steam window. Got it back now. Wait, did I just again rebuild the blocks on that one? Yeah, I did. Okay, but someone mentioned the beam blocks. And I think it's time to put them down here. Wait. I think they should be placed like this. Let's use the one with the end. So we have a bit more structure if we peek through the beams. I am not sure if this might be a bit too much, but I think we can counter that. I think we can counter that. Let's see. Okay, so much for the front.
Energy critical.
And then we still have the issue with that part. Let's see. Yeah, my survival skills are going up. Yay! In a creative mode game. Okay, let's try using the pipeworks. And then we could add an ore detector. And, oh yeah, ore detector might be a good idea. I mean, it's not like the ship technically would need one since it isn't a resourcing ship, but... You know, there has been some nice change with the last DLC, and I think it would look really cool if we have this one. And also let's see if we can also do some magic with a couple of plates, just to make it more look more interesting. I'm not entirely sure about it.
No energy.
Maybe if you do it like this. Yeah, I think that should do the trick. I think we can keep it like that, at least for now. We still have quite a way to go, so I think we should try to keep moving. As I said, I want to make it just a bit broader, so I'm not doing the half slope like it was in the original. I'm doing the full slope. But this means we will have to adapt in terms of how the rest of the hull will look like. This could do. Yeah, and then we are going to make it like this. And I think that works reasonably well. So we still keep the visuals, but have it a bit, just a bit more sturdy. Okay. That was a bit useless. Because using this connection doesn't make sense at all. Okay, let me just quickly reorder the toolbar once more. Okay, that's better. So how did they do it on this side? Wait, I need more energy. Okay, now I can finally light things again. What the hell? Where did that come from? I think we should make those darker. I think they could go down to like 15%. Paint the wrong block, of course. Okay, basically I seem to be painting every block, just not the ones I want to paint. Okay, that should do it. But it still didn't answer the question which block we have to... Okay, I think now I know which block we need. And since I am 1/2 block out compared to the original design, this might require me to actually put the nacelle part, I mean those, maybe a bit more away from the ship, 1 block maybe. Because those blocks are in line with the inset slopes here. So we kind of have matched it on this side. And I think I will make this a bit larger. Okay. Let's check for the colors, because as of now we are using the same color on all sides, but there is a slight difference actually. The inside is with light gray, and those have a slightly different gray, and I think it could be a bit more visible. Wrong ship. Let's reuse this gray. Like for those rings. Yeah, it's already a bit bulkier, but fortunately not too much. But there's a thing that I don't want to repeat in the same way. This is this part. I think we will use different blocks for that. And let's see, we probably have some nice interior blocks. Yep, that one. And I think I want to place it like this. Because this gives us a bit more depth. And also it doesn't look like there's something missing. And maybe we can also do some decorative paneling. If we use a half panel like this. Yep. And for that part in the middle, I don't want to use a panel, but something similar. Oh wait, what we could do. I mean, in the original version, the container is pretty much open. I don't want to enclose it completely, but we could try using either the decorative pipes or the conduits. Oh no, I know what we want to do with the conduits. We want to place them here. So they look like there's some cabling going on. And for the decorative pipes, I mean, this way would look like there is some kind of valve that some sort of controls the reactor. And we need the pipes for the end piece like this. And this should give us a nice upper deck. Wait. And we still have those parts that might need some sort of decoration as well. But the question is, what do we do with that? Just another armor block might be a bit nope. Okay, Svena, thanks for stepping by. Have a nice evening and see you soon. And also, thanks for your nice text. Okay, maybe for the moment I'll just leave it like that. One thing we actually still need at the front is the notorious interior turret. Everyone who tried to hack those things knows them too well. And also, we should... How do we do that? More beam blocks, I'd say. We put a straight beam block right in here. We have the right color, okay. And we put another one down there. And for that front, we can use a catwalk. Oh, that's a problem. That block is already occupied. Looks like I have to use the full block. Yeah. That's better. Also, I have to replace the floodlights and maybe... No, we'll see about that. For now, I'm going to reuse the old blocks. Oh wait, that isn't right anymore. Yeah, of course. That can't be right anymore. Since I changed that. And I think this is where I can also get a bit more creative and derive from the original design.
Energy low.
Sensation Night's best YouTuber and Space Engineers, great explanations and relaxed to watch. Please keep up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll give my best to do so, or to keep doing so. And I think this would be a really, really nice position to use those truss pillars. Unfortunately, game says no. Okay, let's see. This might be the way to go. Yeah, it's a bit different, but I don't think that's a bad thing. And oh yeah, that might be an idea. We'll reuse that warning color. And
Energy critical.
make something like a landing warning pad, whatever that might be. Also, we could set up the lights. So let's see. I don't want red. I think let's do some cyan glow. Radius 5 meters. Blink interval should be 2 seconds with a length of 15%. Let's copy and paste the settings, and as of now we won't see it because the ship is still unpowered. I have added some uranium into the cargo system, but since there's no power on the ship yet, that doesn't help much because there's no power to actually transfer the uranium to the reactors. But we'll change this in a few. But first of all, I need a solution on how I want to put the nacelles, the sides here. This might do it, the trick. So
No
we are
energy.
basically one block further out than before, or we should be at least. I think as of now I'm still 2 blocks away. Yeah. Okay, that's more than it was before. My energy died already. I should have installed a particular mod. But I didn't. Okay, then we should add the ion thrusters. And once we have those placed down, also I'm not sure if they should be vertical or not. Give me a second. There was the timer block, which I didn't use anymore. One down, and then we can place the side thrusters. Oh yeah. Okay. So much for that. Okay, this was just a slope. And 2 doors in front and in the back of the container. I don't think we have a lot of options. Those were just 2 blocks, period. Okay. And then it went up with a 22.5 degree slope. So like this. Okay, the old design used the windows we had before. Unfortunately, we don't need those anymore. Wait. Maybe I should just use the block group. Might make things easier. Yeah, but that was the thing I was worried about. Okay, we need power first. Okay, shouldn't be a problem because as of now we are at least where we wanted to be. Somewhere around, I guess. Then we're going to add some batteries. Of course, I'm using the warfare batteries. I just think they look way better. I think I want the thrusters down here. I don't want them at the upper side. I think it would look better like this. Maybe not. I'm really not happy with this. I think this is better than what we had before, but still like, I don't know. But anyways, maybe we'll keep that for now and give it a slight overhaul later, once we know how the rest of the ship will look like. Sometimes this can help. So I didn't want to have that flat window we had in the old design, which basically just was a flat surface. So for the new design, I want to have those bridge window slopes. Even though they might eat up some space. Knock Noggle, welcome to the channel. Hi. And thanks for the follow, of course. Okay, let's see. Oh, there were also 2 thrusters above. Okay. So those would be put here. You know what? I don't know. Would this be too much? Kind of. But let's wait. Maybe we can do something. No, this will basically cook the interior walls, but we can do it like this. Or we could also do it like this. Yeah, maybe, maybe. And for those... I think this should be safe, even though it doesn't look that good. Hello, Gamer Relict. Nice to have you on the channel. Welcome. We'll probably have to do some sort of cover up or some advanced decoration. Maybe we add those and some beam blocks? I don't know. And yeah, I know I need to actually I need to reuse some colors. It's a bit too light gray over here. So for now, let's darken down the batteries. Those could become darker. And I think I want some scaffolds. So we place them like this. And then I can take that color. Place some panels, and finally oh, come on. Of course. That can't work. Let's see how this will look. Now I want the flat panel, the flat frames. Those, yep. Yeah, of course. That, once again, didn't work the way I intended, but we can fix it. I just need to... Wait, that was the wrong block. I just need to put those panels to the inside. Hello, Genesis. Nice to have you on the channel. Welcome back. Okay, and now hopefully we can place those parts. Of course we can't. It's always a bit finicky with these plates.
Energy low.
Oh, they might already be in the cooking zone. Damn. that complicates things. Cool. I'm deleting stuff I don't want to delete. But hey, we're in creative, so no need to bother. Oh. That was what I deleted. So as of now, our ship can basically move forward, backward, to the side. Well, not with a lot of thrust, but still to the side. And we of course we still have plenty of things to do. Here those are 2 blocks. And then they had 2 thrusters upwards. Actually, the ship never had a lot of thrust to press down. Okay, I mean, it's a freighter, of course. It doesn't necessarily need to have that thrust. But still. I think it should have at least, yeah, let's say at least 4 of those thrusters.
Energy critical.
Okay, so let's try it like this. We are adding those. No. We're adding those in this way. And we are adding a second pair, even though this will probably result in the ship getting a bit wider, a bit longer than the original one, but I think it's okay. Also, maybe we could also shorten it again if we cut down one of those 2 conveyors. But I think we'll see about that. There was an interior wall in here. We could replace it with one of those newer inside walls, maybe the ones with a light. Yeah, I think this should do. And since we're at it...
No energy.
Thanks. We could also use the angled version. So... we basically keep that offset line. I think that's okay. That works. Let's get some energy back. There we are. Okay. We need some sort of floor. Let's check how did the flooring work. I don't think I want to go down to this, to the same height as this part. Because in the original design, the ship is yeah, like half a block above. And I don't want to kill that form. And we also still need to actually close the belly part of it. Okay, let's see. Since I have used those blocks to make it a bit bigger, I should also reuse them. And then we can pull the half pans across the entire belly. At least if I get the right block. Oh, this could work. Let's see. We put it like this. Tobias, yeah, today it's in English because of reasons. Okay, I think on this side we can put it like this. And then it's just like full blocks and putting them from front to the back. I don't like this part. What I don't like about this part is you can see through it from the inside. I don't want that. So let's see. Yeah, we could use this one. And then still go with those intersections. Okay, what did the original thing use? It just used basically full blocks, period. Okay, this should be something we can do. I think there were some braking thrusters that were placed somewhere in this area. And yeah, there they are. I think they shouldn't cook this block. This should be fine. However, I still think that we need more visual distraction. What would happen if I use a beam block in here? Yep. I think this works better. Yeah, that should be okay. Okay, good. Now let's get to this part. This is usually some sort of crew quarters. And I think the original design had interior wall blocks in there. Oh, there was already one in that airlock kind of thing. No, it was just armor. Okay. But I think it makes sense because this is already the floor. Okay. I'm going to put some flooring down for now. And then let's see. Basically coming down from the shoulders of the nacelles. Which is now completely different. Okay, never mind. We can... I think we can leave that. I was thinking if I wanted to actually put those thrusters back in, but since we already added some new ones... Oh, maybe. Wait. It's 2 blocks and then they are going into a ramp already. Or down to a ramp. So those 3 blocks... No, they are okay because I already extended the ship by 1 block, so it'll be like this. However, if we have such an opportunity, I would like to use the ramps, also because they are emissive. Just BT, hi. Yeah, maybe. Okay. We can use the thrusters. But then I have to also use once again the diagonal part of the interior wall, so we have some reuse of that design. Also, let's make them a bit darker. I think this works against the lighter thrusters. And then we can use those blocks. Gives us some bit of more visual shape. Also, I think it kind of matches with that shape going up. And then we can use the beam block tips for the thrusters. So we are not having like 10,000 times the same block. And this gives it, yeah, as if there would be some sort of industrial cover, I think. Or like big clamps. Yeah, I think this will work. Okay, and I think I'm going into a short break.
Energy low.
See, the suit also needs some fresh energy. Okay, I would like to go into the external camera. Why don't you want to work? That's funny. Okay, then I'll use the respawn pod. Just to not die. So, I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll try to make it as short as possible. And here we go again. Okay, one thing I actually just realized is we cannot use that the power module because airtightness. This thing isn't airtight. So what do we do instead? Instead, I'd say, since this is some kind of interior crew quarters thing, we could instead place some inside beds maybe. Like one on each side, then we switch off the symmetry mode and let's see what else can we put in there. I know a lot of you guys want the aquarium. Might be a bit weird to have one in a freighter. And then we should have another bed here. And I don't know why this connection is missing, but we should add it again. The aquarium is important against burnout. Valid. Very valid. Okay, we have one cryo chamber, that's fine. And I think another thing I want to place in here, because the original design never had one, would be a survival kit. And we take the Type 2, because the Type 2 can be placed underneath the block. Just needs conveyor access, and I think we would want to put it like this. So here we have our survival kit. Nice. Okay, let's finish that piping. It goes down into the back, where it eventually goes to the assembler. And hello, Schleicher. Nice to see you. Okay, we need the conveyor pipes again. And this is the place where the wait, was there another assembler? No, it's the O2H2 generator. No, actually it's an assembler. Lol. But since we already have one and don't have the wait. Ah, okay. That's the thing. The other O2H2 generator was at the back. Okay. So how we do that? I don't necessarily see any means to have a second assembler on the ship. We already have one, but oh, I had to kill the refinery. Maybe we use the back for the refinery. Of course, it will be just the basic one. And then we had like one conveyor. We can use the pipe again for this. And then there was it was a welder, but I said I don't want to put these on again. But things we need to go out like 2 blocks. Then let's use the pipe and conveyor. Here we use the flanged one, and then we have to use basically a standard conveyor. So we can place the down-facing Gatling turret. Of course we're going to use a Mark II. That was the wrong direction. And then we also have to start thinking about how we want to actually go through the ship. And we also need some sort of cover here. Where was the gravity generator placed? Behind the stairs. And under the air vent, okay. So it would be here. I think we can move it to the back 1 block. Okay, now that we have gravity, we have to check. Yeah, we can still walk through it. Nice. That works. I am not using the creative tools for that one. And maybe we can use the airlock. I mean, the original design used those slopes, and that was good at the time, but I think we could use this in order to place some lockers. And maybe an armory. No, we can't do this because we will break the air tightness again. Meh. Okay. Did I disable the mirror mode or am I in the wrong ship? I disabled the mirror mode, I think. Yeah. Okay. So much for that. I'm absolutely not happy with this, but I don't think there is much I can do about it. But maybe we can at least place a plate like this. Or even better. Maybe we use a corridor junction. This will make walking across the edges of the doors a bit more even. Also, it's still pretty dark in here. Interior wall with light. We already have one here and they haven't been set up properly yet. So if we extend those to 7.5 meters, put the intensity down a bit and maybe make the color a bit warmer, like Yeah, that was too much. We should have enough light to actually bleed through into the airlock. Okay, nice, that works. And then we should also find ways how to light the ship from the inside. We also have an issue with the tank here. Because speaking of air tightness, this won't hold. Now it will. Ripster, exactly that. I'm trying to actually not over-engineer, just to modernize the Rust freighter. Okay, and then we had just had some blocks behind the gravity generator. Which would eventually become the floor for that intermediate part. And also there was a cargo container. Of course we will use the new cargo terminal block for this, but use the same color coding. Like, if it's orange, it must have something to do with cargo. This is still an issue because this won't be airtight, but I think we can either use a corridor or a closed catwalk if we want to fix this. How about the rest? How about... Actually, I need to take a look at the inside. Noggle, since you're asking, in my time as a game developer, I have been a quality assurance tester on the NOS 1701 project. Then for the Nintendo DS, there was a version of the game. Then it was Paraworld, like imagine real-time strategy with dinosaurs. Goodbye, Vobra. Thanks for having come by. Then I was producer for a Cobra 11 racing game. Actually, it wasn't that bad, as you would imagine. Then probably completely ignored RTS title called, I think it was World Shift. And some other projects that actually have never been published. But yeah, that's basically a short overview. Okay, so we have that part. Then we came down with the stairs. We need to add a door here. And I think this was just a basic double door. What was above that? It was the container, and then we just had those blocks to go to the entrance. Okay, let's see if we can make something similar. So let me check that once again. Okay, it goes like this.
Energy critical.
I don't think we need exactly the same. Should be okay if we do it like that. And for that thruster, I think I want to go with the slope. I mean, basically, this is the part where we can start improvising and making some alterations to the original design. He was also starring as the main villain in Hydro-Man. However, his acting career was cut short by the producers. Okay, I don't think we can put it like... Oh, we can. Actually, we can. And maybe I'm going to use those slopes instead of the narrow ones. I might consider also doing this over here. I think I...
No energy.
I think it looks a bit better. And don't forget about hydration. You're right. And hello Hootie and Schleicher on Steam. I'm not sure about this part. But I don't think those two will... No, they don't. So it's either having this tip, which is kind of nice, or we use this tip, which leaves us with this little corner, but I think I like it better this way. Not by much, to be honest, but yeah. I think it's a better solution for that. We could also finish it like this. And with that we also have an answer on how we want to finish those blocks. Oh, we don't want to build over the engines. That might be a bit problematic. And then we still have those parts. Let me see. On the other side there was this angular shape. But the thing is, we now have more space, and I don't think that this design will work as it used to do. Also, we still have a lot of space, like here in those containers. that case, a block barbecue. Definitely. Was there anything but those blocks inside? No, it was just conveyors. I rebuilt. Yeah, basically, I copied the basic elements like the cargo containers and stuff. But yeah, but yeah, I have put down every block entirely new. Maybe we can do some magic with some interior walls. Just not sure which one I want to use. Well, if I want to use those blocks, and if I have placed them upside down where I already used them, then I should also place them upside down here. And then let's give it a finish once again with the beam block tip. And then we are adding the catwalks. And just for the sake of it. Nostalgia angles. It's way more spacious than it was used to be. Which is quite funny because we just have like 1/2 block on each side. Let me check something. If I kill those blocks. And those. I hope nothing will fly away. And then we can use those, at least for those sides. I'm using the grinder here because I think using something else might give me a lot of problems. Basically by deleting every block but the one I want to delete. Or maybe... That's a bit difficult. No, I think we just put the regular armor block down and be done with it. And to make things complete, we put down the graded catwalks. Actually, that's a different color. Let me check something. They go out by half of a block. Technically, those would do the same, but I don't like how it looks. I think we can... What we can do is we can use the half versions of them. Yeah, and I think I'll leave it like this. Of course, we can't place anything else because the block space is occupied now. Okay, let's see. We can also change the color.
Energy low.
The radius should be like 5 meters with a low intensity. Also, it kind of matches the iron color. Maybe a bit too much. But I think it's okay. We just need to add more external lights. I mean, the original design had those red interior lights. True. We have to change those as well. Thanks for staying focused. You know what? Since this block is already just a block, we can use it like this, and this light will go like 7.5 meters. Also low intensity. But this one I want to have like my usual cold, or the color I use for cold light, like a bit desaturated in terms of green and red, and full value at blue. Yeah, I think that's definitely better than what we had before, but also we need to put it on this side.
Energy critical.
A Hessian stream, oh god. I know some people who will probably freak out if I do that. Okay, let's see, we are on the right side, means this would have to be green. Blink interval like 3 seconds, and the length goes to 15 again. Yep. And then we can go to 0 here, and of course to 255 on red. I still want something, I think, at the nacelles. However, we still need to figure out how, on how to finish those. If I can make the blinking lights run down the direction, I could do that. But usually this isn't right for positioning lights. Positioning lights only flash and go off, and they don't actually do directions. However, wait, I need energy. I can't see anymore. I don't think we have enough space. And then there was this thing. I have to admit, I kind of like how the cylindrical columns look when they are placed in here. Oh, interesting. It doesn't want to place the block. Unless I do it like this. Because apparently there is no attachment position here. This could work. Let me see. And then we want one of those lights here and one there. Once again, we go for the colder Nah, no, I don't want to respond. Thank you. We go for the colder 225, 255 setting. Oh my god. Intensity 2, radius once again 7.5. Okay, this works. Okay, but enough playing around with lights for now. There is still a lot of stuff that needs to be done. I mean, sure, we still have some time left. Okay, so here are my catwalks. Of course, here we will have the one with the railing for safety. And since I know that hygiene is important, we also need a particular room. And we can do this by having the shower down here, and we will add a door. And we can use a new laptop for that. Of course, we are using the non-inverted version. And I just placed it the wrong way, of course. So we can enter the area and do whatever's done inside here. Is it possible that my survival skills have increased? I don't know. There's coffee. There is no entire kitchen yet. As of now, maybe we can put it... we can use the corner kitchen. Only downside is that it might be a bit hard to access for the guys that have to do the dishes because of that fat pipe over here. But I think we can also just put the entire thing one block to the back, and then we should be fine. Okay, let's move it over. So we have to do those blocks, kill this, add another pipe, and we should be fine again. But now I have to replace this block because I wanted to have the railings. At least one. And we still have to make sure that this thing is airtight. So let's build some corridors. One intersection here. And we also need to find a way up to the bridge. Because as of now we can go into the cryo chamber, which is nice. But we can't go up here. Once again, how did they do it in the original version? Okay, you would go up here. Ah, here was another set of stairs, and then you would walk up. Okay. For our design, this would mean I think the best way to do this is to use half stairs. I know those are a bit interesting to walk. So we would go like this. Oh, wait. Oh, this is wrong again. Cool. Not. Because this is actually the exit to the upper deck. Which means we still need to solve the bridge issue. And then I think we can do it like this. We will have another set of half stairs to go up here. No, we won't. We definitely won't. Even though stairs might lead into issues already. Not might, will. Because we have to get that airtight as well. Though I'm not entirely sure how it was done. Okay, they had a window inside.
Energy low.
Let's get in there and have a look at it. So we would enter the place here. And then they had it like this. Ah, I see. There was just enough space to walk around the stairs. Something we unfortunately don't seem to have here. Yet. How do we fix this? I think I know. First of all, we are going to put a conveyor down here. This goes away. Then we can place another pipe. Please use the correct color. So now we can actually... No, we can't. We need another pipe. Pipe. And another conveyor. And then we can add the cargo terminal. And of course, use the right color for it.
Energy critical.
So this way we can now access the cargo. And the refinery will just come to the back. Wait. Oh, it's okay, we can do that. And then we will place our H2 generator. The refinery can be turned into the floor. That is true. Anyways, we still have a problem. And the problem is once again airtightness. It's not like we will solve it using this block, but we can build up upon it. Because we still need the H2O2 generator anyways, so let's place it like this. I think this turret might lead to issues. We can still put some plates here, but we can't do it where the turret is. Interesting problems. Okay, maybe this can maybe help us approach the issue. We had those thrusters over there. From those thrusters, Oh, I think I... Is it possible that I accidentally have made the back part too short? I mean, we had that ramp. No, it's actually... It's actually not, it's not entirely wrong. Just different, I think. Yeah, I know. That confusion will go away at some point of time. Okay, one was above the thruster. Actually like this. And the other part would have been here. But we can't do this anymore. What we can do, however, is maybe something like this. Or even better. Might look at least a bit more fluid with the angles. It kind of works-ish. So right now we can fix things by just changing the blocks a little. Also, regarding this one, let's kill that again. We'll kill that, and then we put the H2O2 generator like this, so it will also work as a conveyor. Then we can put down the refinery. No, we can't, because it will stick out of the ship. Then we'll do that later. We add the conveyor, we add the cargo container. Okay, this will work, I think. Then we can use the refinery. Place it like this. Give me that color. I'd like to steal it. Thank you. The H2 isn't airtight. It is because of that plate. Or it should be. We'll see about that. Okay, how was the interior regarding the container? Okay, we haven't placed those blocks yet. I'm not a big fan of how this comes together. let's see, we can try it like this. And then we don't have enough space, damn it. We need to start here, so we can go up like this. And then we're just going to use a regular block. I also have 4 thrusts instead of 2. I know I added some. I have 4 to the sides. That's okay. I have, as of now, 8 for propulsion. While the original also has 8, but in a slightly other orientation. Okay. That's how it goes. So this should be also some thrusters. Right, we had 3 blocks in that direction, and then the thing is, those old round thrusters actually look sleeker than they are. That's what's currently my issue with those ones, because they still seem pretty much like taking up the same space. Let's see if we put them like this. Helps a little. Okay. Maybe we should also add some batteries. I know the original ship only has 4, but I think we should add some more. And we could place those somewhere in here, because we can make them invisible. And one thing I want to take a look at is once more how they conceal the container. Like this, okay. Let's see if we will do it the same way. In theory, we could do it. However, there's one thing I liked about the old design. And that is that we had those windows for looking outside. We might not have them here. Hey, Silent Times, nice to see you, and hello, Iskarot. You know what? I think we'll try to start with the bridge, and then see if we can, if this might give us a clue on how to close this. For the bridge, I would like to use, of course, the new bridge with blocks. Meaning we'll start with the bridge helm. Then we're going to use those corners. But if I use them, I should use the right ones. The ones with the floor.
Energy
I could add a
low.
button panel, but maybe not like this. I would like to have it a bit more open. If I use the slope, I will basically cut this space in two, and I don't want to do that. So what I will try instead is using the slope base panel. And then we use a half block in order to close it. And then we can add the button panel. Also, let's see that we have the proper color for it. Undo the mirror mode, and then for this side I would have to use another button panel, because that's all I have. And then we should try this again. So basically, once again, we get that color. We switch on the mirror mode again, and we put down the panels. And the slope base. Bam. So the new version will definitely have a broader bridge than the old one. I think this is okay. They had a ramp at the top, okay. I think we can also do this. Just
Energy
need
critical.
some different blocks for that. Oh, no, we can't do it. I think I like it better this way. Okay, let's close that down for now. However, we might still be able to do something here in the back. Speaking of doing things in the back, we also need to move
No energy.
to the medical room and get some fresh energy. No, that wasn't what I was saying, or what I wanted to say. So we will need probably another conveyor. Then some distance. And also we should find a better way to finish the ship than, I think, this. I mean, it's a good start to retake the design from those. Oh, that's how you've done it. Nice. I think this can work. But I think we can finish this a bit better. Maybe like this. Nah. In my head it looked cooler than it actually did. But what if we take this design pattern and just need a good idea on how we can put the rear Gatling on. Maybe if we just use some conveyors. The right ones, please. Yeah. I think I have an idea on how to solve this. We might have to extend that at least a bit to make it look at least some kind of interesting. Nope. This won't work because the thruster would kill it. This would do probably, but yeah, no. Me no like. I think I'll leave it like this. If no open 3 streams, there's enough. I don't know. One would be okay already, and very much appreciated. And for this one, we just add those cylindrical columns again, and then at least they look like they would have something to do with the stability of the entire contraption over here. I don't think this will work. I mean, sure, in some way it will work, but do I want this? I don't think so. What do you guys mean? It's like a good single malt whiskey. You have to enjoy it in the long term. I like the way you're thinking. Oh, maybe this could work. If I just... change it like this. So now it looks like it somewhat goes around. I have to get rid of that color though. We can fix this part if we just put the armor plate on this side. Okay, we put a lot of armor plates somewhere. Yeah, I think this would be the best way to kind of encase it. And you know what? I mean, it isn't entirely the same freighter as the old one, so we could do something. Also, we left out the escape evasive system. No, I don't think I want the reflective color. I want the dark brown, dark gray we had. Okay, now we have the color pattern. The same we had at the front. Though we are using slightly different blocks. But that's okay. But what I was thinking about was adding another cannon. Because since we made some changes, we can surely add a small and nice assault gun. Of course, it doesn't, as an assault turret, of course. Not necessarily the best way to have it. Don't forget the foxtail. Is there a foxtail mod?
Energy low.
Okay, and then we can finish the bridge like this. It also needs it still needs some kind of air vent. I think one can still see where we came from. That doesn't work. And we do it like this. Still not sure if I like that. Nope, this would leave the turret hanging in the open. I think it will have to do if we build it like that. Also, still we need some plates in order to cover up the mess we made. I think 45 degrees will look better, but this end won't.
Energy critical.
And we will probably need some... Oh, perfect. No, not exactly perfect. 1, 2, 3. Now it's perfect. Kind of ish. Okay. Next thing. We still need to be able to actually make the thing airtight. And actually there's one of those blocks might help us with that. And we can also put down another air vent, but we don't need it. No, we should have this one. And however, we have a leak somewhere.
No energy.
Also, we don't have any energy left. That's fine. Isn't there a back door? No, the original design didn't have a back door. That's why we have a leak, because symmetry mode was off and therefore we didn't enclose the other side. Okay, status isn't pressurizing. Unfortunately, we don't have enough ice, I think. We actually have no ice at all. Now we have ice. One thing we don't have yet, and we, I think, should have, would be stairs, of course. Still haven't solved that issue. But I would also like to have an oxygen tank, not oxygen, hydrogen tank. Maybe we can put one down in the back. But as said, we still need to find a way on how we want to access the upper part of the ship. And maybe we will just build some stairs that could lead from here. You're using the half stairs. That should do the trick. So we can walk up here. Oh, we need another catwalk over here, so because else we might run into some minor issues. You know what? We can actually use some full stairs to go up here. And then we just need some... Oh. Okay, we won't use those. We will need a corridor because we need some flooring on the side above. Also, what do we want to do with this side? I mean, it's not like we can put anything here. At least I find it hard to imagine anything meaningful we could place down here. But at least we can place some railing. Oh, Jan, sorry. I was completely in the zone, so sorry for just realizing that you're here now. But thanks for coming, for stepping by. And this is another problem. You know what? I'm going to solve the problem by just... We are just going to add some of the bridge windows and be done with it. Because now, now if we make it this way, we have flooring. We can add our catwalks and eventually have a complete ship. I'd still love to have at least maybe another seat or something like this. I don't know. Or we just have some sort of gallery, like we can walk around. And add one like this. Well, it works technically. That's not the issue. We are airtight, also fine. However, it feels a bit like wasted space. Can't help it. Also, can I please have some sun in the proper location so I can have a look at the ship? That would be nice. Well, some parts actually don't look that bad. Though I think the back could have a bit more, at least some more detailing. I find it a bit, it's a bit, the front looks pretty cool with all those pipes and stuff, but the back is, yeah, it could definitely need more detailing. So let's see. Exactly, Mauser. Exactly. This is basically describing the issue I have with it. Let's poop out the air. Maybe we can make some changes that would help. This could actually do. It's a start. We're not entirely done here, but it's a start. Also, we had those cables, and we haven't put them everywhere where I wanted to put them. Yeah, good enough. The thing is, there is no inverted version of the county junction. Could add a few more over here, but I fear this will once again look a bit weird on the other side, and it does. Nope, we won't do this. But we could still add some of those, maybe those pipe caps. I mean, technically you can do it, but I don't know. I don't like the part where they are stuck in half air with nothing else connected. That's a bit weird. Cooling vents. You mean the heat vent? But where? Maybe here. But I don't think that they will do the trick. I'm more concerned about what's going on at the side. Or maybe down here. But wait, we might be able. Let's see if we remove those blocks. Yeah, I know. We once again went to the ship. That's okay. We can cheat eyes. Slope to half flat sides. What do you mean? Beam blocks. Okay. This is still something we can do. This not. Also, we should add another panel here just to make it look a bit more complete. You mean this one? Actually, it would match the direction if we make it like this, but I don't like the step that we get from it. That doesn't look too good. You mean that one? But where would we use it? Here, maybe. Oh, wait. No, not really. Maybe we can have another of those warning colors somewhere, or warning panels. I mean, that's a small detail, but it's actually quite funny. You can do that, yeah. And there goes my English grammar. Nice. However, what we could try is we use this behind the salt cannon, so we get another attachment point. And now we could use the pipes again. get them to the junction. I don't know why the ship needs so many valves, but that's okay. But to be honest, I'm not sure about this. This kind of looks like too much. Way too much. This might work, at least to some degree. Yeah, I think it's better than what we had. That's the thing. Now I know what's the problem. We have like those three colors at the front. We have the black, we have the orange, we have the whatever that is. And at the back we are completely missing the dark part. I don't think it's beige. I just hope we're not getting too dark now. And I deleted something I didn't want to delete once again. But I don't know what it was. Oh, I know what it was. It was those panels we had.
Energy low.
I have a feeling that my energy might be low. Okay, let's remove those. Yeah, it's better. We might not be entirely there yet, but it's better. And maybe if we also make those... Yeah, okay, those two as well now, I guess. No, that's too much black. Or grey or whatever. I think I also need to change the thruster. The thruster, thanks. And also, I think it should be more like this. Also looks a bit weird. Especially with the underside.
Energy critical.
Sand or tan. Yeah, that might be the right name for the color. True. You know what? Maybe we add some of the blast doors because they mimic the shape of the iron thruster so well. I know, makes it a bit more bulky, but I think it looks better. And then we had this. This is still sort of open task we still have.
No energy.
Looks like my energy is once again a bit low. You know what? Maybe we should add another light. Wait. Those were all upwards. So much for the hydration. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, and something I wanted to add was some sort of some panels or stuff. Yeah, something like that, but just the other way. Let's see. I think it should be more like this angle. And it's shit. Let's try it like this. Okay, I need more energy because my suit has already run out again. But I think we should have it more, not like I had just placed it, more like this way. So it's a bit more flat. Yeah, I think that works. Unfortunately, there aren't any flat panels. No, not flat panels. I mean, like a half of this panel, but going into this direction. Basically, like this, but with the angle properly attached. But yeah, that's something we don't get. So let's see if we can at least. I mean, it's covers the thruster in some way, while looking extremely shitty on the other. I could try to close it like this. Not sure. It looks a bit too much. Solar panels might not work because of this. Those solar panels would probably get fried. In theory, we could add some, but I don't think this will look good. We could add some solar panels like this, but nah. Maybe here, but honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it. It would just. I don't think that it would justify the use. Speaking of justifying something, those will definitely burn off, unless. And this might also solve the issue of things looking too much the same. I mean, it's definitely more interesting that way. in terms of visuals. The old girdered windows. No, I don't think so. That's quite okay. How about some useless piping? Also not sure about that. Too much of the same, I think. Neon tubes. Problem with the neon tubes is that they are in at the center. But it could work. I think that's too much again. If we just place them like this, I think they're okay, but if we just spam more of them, I don't think this will lead us anywhere. I'm sure I could also place them here. But there's no actual reason why they should be there. We already have those. For example, here. And I also tried running them down this side. It didn't work out so well. Oh, wait, the neon tubes down with the small angle. I think that's somewhat interesting, and they actually. I like that they just go a bit more into anything what's here and by completely ignoring the collision. That's cool. Cables with the orange color. We can try it. Well, no, those aren't cables. Those would light up. I don't want them to light up. Over here. I had those already. I mean, we can paint them orange to see what it will look like. Well, okay, it looks like orange cables. I don't know. Maybe we are already at the point where it might be more damaging trying to forcefully add more than we already have. I mean, it's not like the ship is entirely bad. Oh, and now that it has power, we can also see the ore detector running. That's why I wanted to have it. I just like how it looks. But something we definitely should still do. It's still a bit dark in here, so let's put some lights on. Only good question is, where do we put those lights on? Maybe one over here and one over there. That might be quite okay. Well, that was ridiculously stupid. I think we should place them this way. And we will add another catwalk. So we can walk up here. Okay, this works. And then we can go up to the bridge, which is also still pretty dark. It's not like we have a lot of positions where we can actually put down lights. Also, this is an issue, but I think we can fix that one because there was a corner railing. Just need to remove those. I'm not sure if transparent LCDs actually emit light. Also, same issue as with the lamps. No, the lights. We don't have a lot of space. So, okay, we have this block. So I could use this one at least. So let's put a 125, 0, make it like 6.5 meters and set the intensity to like 2. So this would give me the orange I usually like on my bridges. However, I think I should add the color to the bridges on the second floor as well, because they don't bleed very well into each other. Oh, and another thing. So, but let's see, basically we can now traverse the ship, we can walk down here. We should maybe add some safety. Nobody wants to fall down here. So we have our assembler, we have a basic refinery, we have a survival kit. Oh, I know why we don't have H2, because the H2O2 O2H2 generator has completely used up all the ice in order to fill the oxygen tanks. So if we put some more into it. Okay, we get hydrogen, nice. So basically this, I'd say, is it, but there's one little more detail I would really like to add. And maybe some of you can already imagine it. Yes, of course I want to have the crew to have a small space where they can sit down and do crew things. Well, this might be a very small space, but that's okay. It's a small ship. It's not like we have a 200 crew battle freighter. So I think this is fine. A few things I would really have loved to change, but weren't able to, is like I would have liked a real airlock, not just the two-door solution. Also on this on the side above. But I think due to the limited space, this is almost impossible to do. However, let's get into it. And also, let's change the light. And make the ship oh, I should have saved the name earlier. Okay, next thing. We are deleting that thingy in the middle. We don't need this anymore. I might have dislodged some blocks. Also, maybe we want to have the blueprint. Oh, there's also some missing parts. Oops. It has a fish tank, that's right. So, basically, please ignore the respawn pod. So, I think it can still count as an update. However, one thing is still missing. Yes, it does have a survival kit. Survival kit is down here. I used the MK2. But one last thing, and I actually missed it in the blueprint. We have an antenna, that's cool, but what we don't have is a beacon. And let's see if we have any place where we could put it easily. And the answer is no. No, we don't. Oh, there is one place where we can put a beacon. At least if we use the round one. Ah, of course, the round beacon. That thing which is supposed to be round must have a square base. No. That's a bit disappointing. Really? I could place it like this? Lol. You know what? Who says that the beacon has necessarily needs to be symmetrical? We could do it like this. Then we have our beacon. And on here, we just give it its round block back. Of course, we still use the right color. Just one thing. No. Doesn't look good. I was wondering if we could at some point reuse that reflective color, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, now F10, we go to this and we delete it. And then let's take a blueprint of the new version. But before we do, always check the sun, because it's casting way too much shadows again. We want to see that ship. And there we have it. Ship, Steam, mod.io. I don't know if mod.io actually works. Let's see. Should, I think. Oh, there's something wrong at the rear left. Yep. That block shouldn't be there. So let's fix that. And there we go. Okay, so I think that is our attempt to give the Respirator some sort of overhaul. I think it wasn't entirely a fail. That's good. No, I don't want to edit this as of now. So this is the overhauled version and this is the original. But to be honest, those old cargo containers still look pretty good on that one. And I mean, it's still a great design, by all means. Even though it just doesn't have the new blocks that we got. Something I definitely added here. Yeah, nice. Okay, but that should be it for today. So I'm going to save the game. And yeah, to all viewers on Steam, thanks for first of all, of course, a big shout out to Keen for having me here tonight. To all of you, thanks for watching. Have a nice night, and yeah, maybe we'll see each other sometimes soon. Who knows? So, I'd say goodbye to everyone on Steam. Thanks for being with me, and goodbye. So, dann mal in den Steam-Einstellungen noch das Brotkasten wieder abschalten. Was ist da los? Okay. Dann würde ich sagen, ist dann für heute auch gut. War jetzt auch ein schöner Abend. Freut mich, dass es euch gefallen hat und ich hoffe, ihr hattet Spaß und es war ein bisschen informativ und schön für euch. Das X-Tier. Nice, Dankeschön. Was? Macaroni braucht man Hühnerei-Getreide. Was habt ihr mit Macaroni? Gibt es an Bord auch einen und einen Marconi-Funkraum? Hasso, natürlich, weil es das im Spiel gibt. Genauso wie es, keine Ahnung, Thunfischdosen im Space Engineers eben nicht gibt. Oder, keine Ahnung, was hat man noch so? Ach, egal. Ja, nee, gibt halt das, was es gab. Ich bin jetzt aber auch ein bisschen platt, muss ich zugeben. Und weil es so schön ist, geht es morgen gleich weiter mit, was ist morgen eigentlich dran? Morgen müsste wieder Gefahr im Anzug sein. Am Mittwoch ist der Zashi nicht da. Da muss ich mir noch was überlegen, was wir machen. Vielleicht so ein bisschen herumsurvivalieren in Le Space und dabei den neuen Encounter finden. Wäre vielleicht eine Idee. Weiß nicht, was ihr so davon haltet, ob das was wäre. Ich meine, so rein theoretisch könnten wir ja einfach den Frachter jetzt nehmen und damit ein bisschen durch Space heizen. Natürlich wichtig, dass wir erstmal am Anfang nichts weiter haben, außer das, was da drin ist. Also irgendwie extra Erze reinschummeln ist nicht. Müssen wir dann auch durchholen. Ich könnte am Mittwoch live singen. Black Sheep, das könnte ich tatsächlich tun. Wird, glaube ich, ohne Instrumental hinten dran sehr traurig. Was macht das Frachter eine Space Challenge? Ja, irgend sowas. Vielleicht, dass wir mit den Dingern wirklich in Survival gehen. Das wäre eine Idee. Und ja, aber ansonsten würde ich jetzt erstmal auch sagen, für heute ist erstmal gut. Jetzt, ich habe ja noch so ein paar Fellviecher, die ja jetzt irgendwie auch noch, ihr wisst schon, Dinge haben wollen. Ja, da hört man ja einen schon. In diesem Sinne, fangen wir mal bei YouTube an. Bei allen Zuschauern dort natürlich wie immer, danke, dass ihr mit dabei wart. Ich hoffe, es war schön für euch. Ihr habt einen tollen Abend gehabt und wir sehen uns dann morgen wieder. Insofern, gutes Nächtle und ciao. Wie immer die spannende Frage, wie lange dauert es, bis der Vergangenheits-Markus auf YouTube winkt? Alter Vater, der hängt aber hinten dran, der Kollege. Jetzt. Gut, und dann schauen wir mal, haben wir denn heute noch irgendjemand, der sich über Besuch freuen würde? Liste ist